Hello, 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 and happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday on May 2nd, 2023. Super excited to be here with you tonight. Wherever you are in the world, it is the month of May, the 5 vibration, which means change, freedom, courageousness to take the steps for change, and also having more fun, being adventurous, and stepping into the unpredictability. As we have this amazing energy in May, I bring to you insight regarding what I like to call the Ascension upgrade. Now, before I dive into that, let me just introduce myself. Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast Deck, and the founder of Holistic Fitness located right here in Queens. I wanted to hop on to share some insight with you regarding, as I said, an Ascension upgrade. So many of us are experiencing discomfort in our bodies. Now, before I dive into the actual topic of the discomfort in our bodies and the Ascension upgrade, let me step back a little bit. Let me rewind just a tab by saying we are, as we speak right now, as Pluto went retrograde on May 1st, Pluto is our planet of transformation. It's responsible for demolition, things dying off, a transformational rebirth, and endings. Wherever Pluto happens to be on your natal chart, the house and zodiac sign that is associated with, that is the energy that's going to be amplified at this very time. Then, in addition to our Pluto's retrograde, we have the 5-5 portal, which we are 3 days away. We're literally in the energy of it right now. The 5-5 portal is all about, or for that matter, any portal, really means the veil between the human form and the spiritual realm are very thin, giving us the opportunity and much easier pace to connect with spirit to gain information. Being that it's a 5-5 portal, it's about gaining information to what to change, how to change, what steps you need to take so you can change. Now, most of us who live here on the East Coast, we live in a fast-paced reality, which means we're constantly going. And I actually had said this to a client of mine today, whereas because we keep ourselves so busy, I use the word in avoidance, where because we are so busy, we tend to avoid or overlook or just not purposely not listen. And because of that, we're not sure how to gain the insight, the messages that come through. This 5-5 portal is an opportunity to allow yourself to be in that space to quiet down and do absolutely nothing. Now, as I asked this client through a questionnaire that I had given her the other day, how often does she sit and do nothing? Now, there were 20 questions, and out of the 20 questions, I think there was one answer that she actually put nothing, where she does nothing. And most of us fall into that category as well, because we're so busy being busy doing something that it literally blocks us from quieting ourselves down and gaining insight. So this 5-5 portal is giving you permission, giving me permission, giving all of us permission to take some time to gain the insight we are looking for, so we can take the steps to change. Because of this 5-5 portal landing literally on the same day of the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio, we are experiencing some intense energies. And anytime we have a lot of energy over a short period of time, such as 5 days, which is a very short period of time, that creates a lot of energy that flows, that tries to flow through our bodies, through our chakra system, starting from the crown, or it can even start from the root chakra, from the very balls of our feet, working its way up. Either way, this energy goes through our bodies. It tries to go through our bodies quickly, but it can go through our bodies so quickly that it can actually create stiffness, computation, pain, So today I'm here to share with you, as I've shared with several of my clients over the last 48 hours, some of the ascension symptoms you may actually be experiencing, or you may know somebody that's experiencing them. And is there anything that you can really do about them? And the answer to that question is no. There's absolutely nothing you can do about whatever the symptoms are, other than, well, I should change that no to yes, because there is something you can do. And that answer is, whatever it is you might be feeling, shift your mindset out of whatever it is. Because with change, most of us get a little worried about change because we're not sure what direction that change is going to take us. So we get nervous, overwhelmed, anxious, because we sort of feel out of control. So what you can do with whatever symptoms you are experiencing is shift your mindset from whatever you're thinking into joy. Focus on one thing that brings you joy, whatever that might be. Because that itself, being in a space of joy, the energy of joy, will help the energy that's trying to work through your body flow through it a little easily. That doesn't mean that you're not going to experience the ascension symptoms. So some of the ascension symptoms, that I've actually been chatting about with several of my clients over the last 48 hours are starting off with dizziness. Now, dizziness, when we think about the chakra it's associated with, is the root chakra. Not being able to focus, being distracted, being overwhelmed, having too many things going on at the same time. When we have too many things going on at the same time, in addition to the planetary energies that's happening, that is going to create dizziness in our energy system, because your system literally is on overload. As I suggested for that client to do, is to do a grounding alignment, aligning your energy before you even get out of bed. And then once you sit up out of bed, placing your feet on the floor before literally getting up to walk, realign your energy, and then stand up by your bed, realign your energy again. And at that time, the third time around, is when you want to set your intention for your day and to stay focused on whatever it is you're doing at the time you're doing it. So rather than thinking about multitasking, and for those of you who actually think you can, whether you can or not, during this energy week and going forward, it may not be the best thing to do, just because there's just way too much energy, planetarily speaking. So focusing on one thing at a time, complete the task, and then move on to the next. And that could very well help the energy of dizziness. The second ascension symptom that I spoke on with a client was digestion. Now, when we speak of digestion, digestion is associated with the solar plex energy. And when we think of digestion, it's about what are we not digesting? Not necessarily relating to food. And it could very well be, it could be about how you are fueling and feeding your body. Are you fueling and feeding your body? And are you allowing yourself to give yourself permission to give your body what your body actually needs regarding nutrients, whether that might look like a little more sugar than usual, maybe a little salt, whatever that looks like for you, allowing yourself to have. But let me get back to the digestion. When we speak of it as an ascension symptom, digestion issues is about not being able to digest what's going on around you at the time. Maybe there's an unconscious thought, or maybe there was a conscious conversation that you've had recently, and with this energy, it's stirring the pot, so to speak, and creating whatever your digestion issue might be. It could be a matter of constipation where you feel stuck. It could be a matter of a case of diarrhea where it's just running out of your system, where you're just not able to like hold on to anything. And it is associated with the solar plex energy, which is your willpower, your desire. it is very much, when we think about the solar plex energy, it's associated with the Aries energy that we were just in, the I am energy that we were just in. And for many, that could be a hard pill to swallow when we think about how we are digesting who we are. As we think of the Pluto retrograde helping us to go through this transformational rebirth, we are letting things go. And you could very well be experiencing a karmic cycle of a karmic completion. And that itself could have you asking yourself, who am I? And that could be one of the reasons why you might be experiencing a digestion issue. The next one is heart palpitations. That might be showing up as anxiousness, overwhelm, and you're just having flutters, and basically when you're sitting still. And that's associated, again, that's the heart chakra, which is very much associated with the Taurus energy that we are currently in, the sun's in right now, that Taurus energy, the relationship you do have with yourself, and the relationships you have with all the different things that you are overwhelmed by, the anxiousness of like, what's coming next? Who am I? Where am I going? So if you are experiencing the heart palpitation, I would recommend, if you have crystals, grabbing a rose quartz and just placing it gently by your heart, and just allow yourself to indulge in self-love and reminding yourself that everything is exactly how it needs to be, and you're exactly where you need to be. And that should be able to calm you down some. So this way here, the symptom itself will lessen. Now, there are some other symptoms, ascension symptoms, that are taking place. In fact, one that I am experiencing myself, which is a lot of coughing due to the throat chakra energy, which is associated with Mercury's retrograde that we have going on right now. Throat chakra is about the things we want to say, the things we need to say, the things we're not saying. And maybe even if you're experiencing the coughing, but maybe also experiencing some tenderness in the ears, ringing in the ear, or just sensitive ears, itchy ears. That's all associated with the throat of what it is you either want to say something, you're not listening to something, you're not paying attention to what spirit is trying to guide you on. So that's the throat energy. I recommend drinking hot water through the day, possibly with some lemon, ginger, and also honey throughout the day to soothe the throat chakra. Another symptom, ascension symptom, that might be showing up for some of you would be sinus pressure all wrapped around the eyes. And that's associated with our third eye, where you might have a lot of pressure going on right in here. And that's your third eye being activated to help you be able to see beyond what's in front of you, giving you the ability to tap into your psychic abilities and being the visionary. Now, a healing process for the pressure would be either a hot compress or cold compress. Now, if you work with essential oils, lavender right on your temples and across your forehead would also ease that pressure that you may experience in the eyes. The next ascension symptom some might be experiencing, and this one might be a biggie, and that would be headaches, migraines, pressure right in the vortex of your consciousness, where the vortex, when we think about it, is expanding, And when we think about this energy that's coming through, the planets coming down, tapping into your higher consciousness, your higher awareness. After all, the ascension is really about a ascending to the higher version of you. And every one of us are always asking and saying, we want to be the best version of who we are. We want to raise our vibration. We want to level up. Well, in order to do that, we go to an ascension, which is ascending our energy. And that could very well be about that pressure that sits in the head, back of the head, top of the head, right in that vortex energy. The healing symptom for that would be applying again. You can apply lavender. You can apply a warm compress right on the top of your head as well to ease the symptom. And I want to drop down because I skipped over one chakra, and I skipped over that chakra because I skipped over it. And that's our sacral energy right below the belly button. The ascension symptom to the sacral energy could very well be bloating, because it's literally directed down at the digestive system. It could be bloating, it could be cramping, it could be lower back discomfort as well. So chronic back pain, down also into your hips as well, in regards to the root chakra. The hips might be feeling a little stiff. Also the legs feeling a little stiff, a little heavy. The symptoms are all about making decisions and being able to take the step forward. Understanding that when we speak on our retrograde energy is about to review, reflect, recycle, reboot, recharge, revisit. It's not really about taking a step forward. So if your energy, if your personality is about wanting to take action, and with 2 planets currently in retrograde, this may not be the best action time. And that could be creating some discomfort in the hips, down into the legs, to the knees, to the feet. This remedy for that is to allow yourself to take some baths with maybe Epsom salt or lavender, rubbing on. I like to use lavender, deep blue essential oils, deep blue rub, wintergreen, rubbing that on the areas where you are feeling the discomfort. But reminding yourself that these are ascension symptoms, and ascension symptoms go hand in hand to the ascending. And more likely than none, you're not going to experience all the symptoms. There will be probably one symptom that you'll experience more than the other. And that's only because, again, that is the area where it's the most sensitive and the weakest link for you. So pay attention, bring awareness to what might be going on with your body. Also note that when we speak of ascension symptoms, for those who might experience any form of arthritis, any form of inflammation in the body, the ascension is going to activate that as well. So just be aware of that and allow yourself to rest your body as needed, move your body as needed as well. Because sometimes it's not just always about resting. Sometimes your body needs to move to allow that energy to literally flow through. Now, when we think about this week's energy, again, we have Pluto that just went retrograde as of the 1st. We have the 5-5 portal. We have that beautiful full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. all wrapped in this week's energy. And this energy is going to expand as far out as the next 2 years. So the transformation that's going to occur for each and every one of us is not going to occur just like overnight. This is going to be a process. And in case you're wondering, no, you're not going to experience the ascension symptoms for the next 2 years. You may have ups and downs with it. So pay attention to when it shows up. And if you are worried about any of the symptoms that you are experiencing, feel free to, of course, reach out to your medical profession to find out what it might be that you're experiencing. But do note, just from my own personal experience and my physician, when we are experiencing an ascension symptom, sometimes when going to your physician, there is no explanation to why you're feeling it, because it's something that's more metaphysical versus medical. So be aware that your physician may not see any signs to what it is you are coming in for in reference to your distress. But if it is and does concern you for however long it concerns you, by all means, consult with your physician. I bring this information to you to bring the awareness that this does happen, that when we experience a elevation, a chakra activation, whatever we want to use the words as, an ascension, this goes through our body system. We are all energy, and our planets are energy, and we're connected to that energy. So when we think about all these amazing planets that are working together right now, where, just to run through, we have Mercury that's in retrograde, and Mercury is all about how we communicate and how we listen. Pluto is about transforming things that are dying off, things that no longer work for us. We speak of Saturn, that is about your structure, your foundation, your karmic cycle, your karmic reset, and also your boundaries. And then when we go further into this month, on May 15th, we will have Jupiter entering the Taurus energy. Jupiter is about the expansion, and I'll come back at a later time to talk more about that Jupiter Taurus energy and what to expect there. But since I did bring it up, I also want to bring to your attention how many planets that we do have sitting in Taurus energy. Now, before I speak on that, knowing and understanding what Taurus is all about, Taurus is associated with the relationships we have with one another, ourselves, our money, and of course the material and physical possessions that we hold on to, but is very much related to our body as well. Now, we do have several planets that are sitting in Taurus energy as we speak. As I mentioned, Mercury is one of them. Along with Mercury, we have Uranus. Uranus is our planet of awakening. So Uranus is helping us to awaken to the relationships that we do have with ourselves, others, and all the physical material possessions that we hold on to that may be time to let go of. And then we have the North Node in Taurus. The North Node is a representation of who we are becoming, our soul's calling, our soul's purpose, the reason to why we do these ascensions and why these planetary events are so helpful to us and for us. So we, again, as I mentioned before, we have Jupiter that's going to be entering Taurus as well. So what do we have? We have Mercury, we have Uranus, we have the North Node, Jupiter very shortly, and of course, let's not forget the Sun right now. So we currently as of this date, we have 4 planets that are sitting in Taurus energy. And in addition to the Taurus energy, we can also talk about the planet that rules Taurus, which is all about Venus, which Venus is about the relationship we have with our bodies. So there's a big emphasis on our bodies right now and how our bodies are transforming. This is a perfect opportunity to take in regards to how would you like to reset your body system. And I'm not going to share too much about that. I'm actually writing an article about it. You'll be able to read more about that as it is becomes available. But this is definitely a perfect time to reset your body system. The way you nurture it, the way you rest it, the way you move it, the way you talk to it, the way you connect with it. And the with it is your body. So we are literally becoming and moving more into this body, mind, emotional, spiritual process of one. So utilizing this energy that we do have and recognizing that whatever ascension symptoms you might be experiencing at this moment and going forward, to allow yourself to pay attention, become aware, and as I always do, when there is something showing up in my body, I ask that body part what it is it's trying to tell me, that it wants me to know. And you could do the same, and it's very simple to do. In my case, it would be me just resting my hands on my throat very gently, maybe rubbing, and asking, what is it that I need to know? What is it I need to share? Do I need to be quiet? Do I need to say something? Now, understanding because Mercury is in retrograde, having conversations with others may not be the right time to do this just yet. But that does not mean you should not talk about it. What it can be is giving yourself time to write about it. And when I use the word write about it as a journal. Reflect on whatever it is you are feeling in your body. Utilizing this time to get to know you on a deeper level. I'm also being guided to share with you, coming back to this Pluto's retrograde in Scorpio energy about transformations and things coming to an end. And utilizing the word death. Because during this energy of the eclipse, we often experience more deaths during an eclipse season based on the contracts of each individual that choose to use this amazing energy, this lighter energy to cross over. So know that that could definitely be relating to a family member and even fur babies as well. And it's just part of the ascension process. As we raise our energy, some have contracts to cross over so they can be lighter in that different energy. It's all part of this journey that we're all on together in this lifetime, moving one foot in front of the other to transform, to evolve, and to ascend to where it is we are going. Know that, again, this energy that we're experiencing with this lunar eclipse is taking us way into the next 2 years, along with the energy that's taking us way into the next 2 years. Pluto's retrograde started off in Aquarius, helping us to question our humanity, our communities, our process with money, our wealth, our abundance, how we're investing, where we're expanding that energy, how are we gaining that energy as well. And it's in Aquarius from May 1st right through June 11th. And then Pluto's going to backspin into Capricorn. Now, before I go there, I just want to also mention that Aquarius is ruled by the Uranus energy, which, as I mentioned, is currently in Taurus. So we're waking up This energy of Pluto is helping us to wake up where we are in our community and how our community serves us collectively and personally. And then once Pluto backspins into Capricorn, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn's energy, which is about your foundation, your structure, the work that you are here to do, your soul's calling, success, fame, and what you're here to accomplish during this lifespan that you're on, and especially during this cycle that we are in, where as Pluto backspins into Capricorn on June 11th, it will go right through October 11th. So we have about a 5-month period where Pluto is going to be in retrograde, helping us to reset our communities and reset our soul's calling. It's a very powerful time. It's also a great time to evaluate when we think about this Capricorn's energy where Pluto backspins into. Ask yourself, what were you doing in 2008? Because this energy that backspins, it's going to take us all the way back there, energetically speaking, to what we were doing. And that could very well be a mirror of what you're going to be working on now. The same thing that when we think about Saturn's energy of our foundation, after all, is the rule of Capricorn, that energy is highlighting 30 years ago. So how old were you 30 years ago? And what was going on in your life at that time when you were 30 years old? Not 30 years ago, excuse me. 30 years ago from this point. Not everyone is 30 years old. 30 years ago. So correction on that. So reflecting back to 30 years ago, what was going on in your life? What year was it for you? And that too will be a mirror of what might actually be taking place now. So this is an extremely powerful time, which then makes a lot of sense to why so many of us are experiencing Ascension symptoms. Because our body is going through this amazing shift. And our body is also trying to tell us something. So utilize this amazing energy. Again, as I mentioned earlier, rest when you need to, move when you need to. When I use the word move your body. Move your body so you can get the energy to flow. Nurture your body. Provide your body with fueling and feeding. So make sure you are listening to what your body is asking for. The term that so many of us have been programmed to know is cravings. If you are having a craving for sugar or salt, indulge. I like to eliminate the word craving and just allow yourself and know and accept the fact that yes, your body is going to require certain nutrients. You may be in that space where if you are feeling a little dizzy and overwhelmed, you may, even if you are a vegetarian, you may find yourself needing and desiring meat products, animal products, because that helps us to ground. Another great food for grounding would be roots. Beets to help you ground that energy. So pay attention to whatever foods that it is that you might be quote unquote craving. It's just your body's way of finding its way back to balance. So if you are usually a vegetarian or vegan and you are looking, your body is craving meat products, allow yourself to have that. So you can bring yourself back into homeostasis. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be eating like that permanently. It could just be for a very short period of time as you allowed yourself to feed what it is your body really needs. So it's so important right now to pay attention to the Ascension symptoms that you are experiencing and become aware to what those symptoms are trying to tell you and how you need to connect it with the food regarding fueling and feeding, moving and resting, being in that space. So I wanted to share that with you. I'm hoping that you found this video to be helpful wherever you are watching this on probably YouTube. You might be watching this on, you would definitely be watching it on YouTube, but you might be seeing this on any of the other platforms as it's a link. I would love to hear your feedback. If you have any questions, if you would like some guidance, support, or coming into alignment with this energy, feel free to reach out to me. You can email healingwithin76@gmail.com. I would love to help to assist you in regards to this ascension that you are experiencing. We're all experiencing. And I do want to leave you with one card for the day. So I'm going to just ask our cards at this very moment as you experience, if you are experiencing an ascension symptom, how can you have ease in that experience? What do we need to know? So our message is, interesting message. Very interesting message. Let me see if I can get the lighting better. Play is the message. Play. Play. Give yourself permission to play. Give yourself permission to be playful in your conversations, in your talks, as you communicate. That's the throat chakra. That is a biggie because, again, that Mercury retrograde might very well be amplifying your will, your desire to express differently. So take note of what's going on with your throat chakra, the conversations you are having, conversations that you are indulging in. Do those conversations raise your vibration or do they lower your vibration? Now, whatever it is that you are doing relating to conversations, if you find that the conversations are a lower vibration, spend less time doing that. That 1 in 6 is totally aligned with our collective energy of the year. That's that 7, which is all about bringing ourselves back to balance, connecting with the contracts that we do have, and being in a space of bringing more harmony into your day-to-day life as you experience this amazing energy. There's so much more to come as we move into May. This is going to be a very empowering month. Note that when we think about May's energy, it is the fifth month, which carries that 5 energy. As mentioned, it's about change. It's about your freedom. To gain the freedom that you're looking for, wherever it is you're looking for, you must inquire in change. When we think about the overall energy of the 5, and that's 7, we get a 12, which again is a portal connecting us to being leaders, but also being partners and collaborating with one another. We're not doing this alone anymore. We have our partnership with Spirit. Please call on Spirit, whether it's your loved ones, your angels, your ancestors, your higher self, your higher power. You have a wealth of spirits and teams waiting for you to support you on this amazing journey. So use this amazing energy. I will come back and share some more as needed. I do look forward to connecting with you next time. Until then, enjoy this amazing week ahead. And remember to rest when you need to, move your body as you need to, and fuel and feed as you need to. Bye-bye for now.